We're back, legends. So, in June, when the hate crimes began again, I had to sit and listen to this gremlin named Gordon Baines. He's a fictitious plaintiff. He's pretending to be the Crown, which doesn't exist. It's a fiction. So on the 13th, this thing accuses me of being a vexatious litigant, which is absolutely fucking insane. Like, that's insanity. Like, you are so sick, you need professional help. During that conversation, there's 3 of them. There's 2 males and a female. One of them is duty counsel, one of them is pretending to be fictitious plaintiff of the Crown, and the other one is obviously the administrative adjudicator, right? This is an administrative process I'm being forced into, knowing full well I can't be a part of it because they're committing crime and I can't help them, commit their crimes. It's another act of fraud on the court. They have absolutely no basis for these allegations. They're absolutely asinine. So during this conversation, I'm trying to explain to the duty counsel what's going on. And this fucking thing is absolutely, either this thing is completely untrained or just completely fucking stupid. Because everything they're doing is offering you a contract. That's what makes their authority. You have to agree to what they are doing. And if you don't agree, they can't move. That's it. There's no movement, no more movement that can happen. So then during this conversation in the middle of June, the adjudicator asks a question of the 2 males. I mean, neither of them are going to be able to answer this question. I'm the only woman out of the 4 of us who knows what's going on. The question is, well, why did it take, the parasites masked up as police so long to go back and, fuck, it's assault and battery. Now, the 2 of them can't answer this question. I can answer the question. I'll tell you exactly why they weren't back. Because when they went and got that warrant, December the 18th or 19th in 2024, I emailed them. I emailed Dean Duthie, Dean Murdoch. I emailed everybody who had something to do with this, who knew what was going on, and I said, no, that's enough. I don't consent. You have no authority here. You're fabricating evidence. You have no cause of action. You have no probable cause. You will stand down. You see, dogs understand sit and stay. The pigs understand stand down, or at least they're supposed to. So that's why they weren't back for 6 months, because I told them to stop. If I tell you to stop committing crime and then you go ahead and you continue to commit those crimes, who is the criminal? Because you know what you're doing. You can't, there's no plausible deniability. I fucking kicked your legs out from underneath you. I've been fucking kicking your legs out from underneath you for fucking years, and you're still not fucking learning anything. You're still incapable of taking a correction and being taught right from wrong, good from evil. No, I do not have to fucking... Thanks for the invitation. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, I do not consent. I'm not going to consent to tyranny. Nobody in their right mind consents to tyranny. It is my duty to resist. Your fucking toxicity, your misogyny, your fucking outrageous levels of violence and abuse of authority. That's what righteous people do. That's why there's a war. So then we have a problem because, again, I can't go. So what do? They send the SWAT fucking team. Well, I've got them recorded. They get another fucking unendorsed warrant in June. I get a copy of it, and I cancel it because I have to. I'm the only woman with the right and the standing and the authority to cancel the warrant. So I cancel the warrant and I send it out. Now there's 2 pigs at the door who confirm they know that warrant is canceled. Yeah, no, they did. You see, this is how fucking stupid they really are. So they know the warrant has been canceled, and yet they're still moving on this fucking canceled warrant. It's not even endorsed, and we're going to get into a second. So then I have to, so June 27th, here we fucking go again. They're fucking, the SWAT team is fucking out again. You've got Central Saanich and Saanich. With fucking breaking instruments and deadly weapons and fucking, they are out of their fucking minds, violent. Well, how else did I end up with skin missing from my face and a black eye for weeks if they're not fucking out of their minds violent? No, I don't need to submit myself to you. No, I don't need to open the fucking door. If I told you no, no means no. No means no. You fucking make a move on me after no, and it's the same thing. Well, it's a gang rape. That's what it is. Let's just be honest. Let's live in reality, okay? Let's live there. Because I'm not living nowhere else. I can't. So the evening of the 27th, I am subjected to this fucking puke again, Gordon Baines. And 2 of his buddies. And it's literally a 30-second fucking shit show. It's fucking about 30 seconds. It's not on the record. They have premeditated to order me to jail. As soon as I heard that, I said I object. And the second I said that I object, and they continued to move forward, they are now committing criminal offenses, and we are talking serious criminal offenses. Kidnapping, trafficking, torture, unlawful confinement, mischief causing danger to life. These are life imprisonment offenses that they're committing. If I said no, if I didn't say anything and I stayed silent, well, then that would be different altogether, but I didn't stay silent. I said, no thank you, I object. As soon as I said I object, all 3 of them hung up the phone. Because I had then explained to them, all 3 of them, that not one of them had standing, not one of them could open their fucking mouths regarding this matter. Not one of the 3 had first-hand knowledge of what's going on. The only way you can get fucking your voice heard in one of these administrative courts, there's no judicial courts in Canada, they're all administrative courts, they're all quasi fucking cuckoo courts, where you obviously you don't have any rights. They're there to make money, and you're pretty much fucking up the creek without a paddle. I'm accused of being a sovereign citizen and a free man on the land. Now, if you've been listening for any length of time, if you have read anything that I have created, I have never once, not fucking ever spoken or wrote either of those nonsensical fucking, like, that's just, there's no fucking way I would ever talk like that. I don't even think like that. And here's the problem. for those 3 fucking pieces of shit on June the 27th. Law maxim, equals have no authority over equals. But here's the problem with this law maxim. A public servant is not equal to a man and a woman. There is no equality there. The state is a fiction, so there can be no equality between a fiction and a living man and woman. But the maxims recognize internationally that sovereign equality and non-interference. So again, I can't stand like courts. What is that? Like, again, that's like, it's a fiction, courts. There's no such thing as courts. There's just fucking mindless monkeys pretending to be these courts. So persons acting as courts have cited, when explaining why one sovereign state cannot impose their jurisdiction on another. And then you've got cases. You've got cases from 1812. You've got one from the UK Court of Appeal. There's one from Canada from 1934. There's one from the US in 1993. They confirm that equals cannot command each other without consent. They have to have consent. Consent is the foundation of authority. So these persons also recognize that government powers rest on the consent of the governed. They cannot make a move without your consent. Everything they're offering you is an offer to contract. An application is an offer to contract. A submission, what are you're submitting? What? You're going to bend down. You're going to bend over. Why would you do that? Listen, a righteous man and a righteous woman, they know what to do. They don't need anybody to tell them what to do. And they're certainly not going to be taking fucking direction from these homo fucking sapiens. These fucking monsters. It's a mix between a fucking monkey and a man. Like, what the... There's a reason why it's defined as a monster. A human is not, it's some kind of hybrid. Are you watching what's going on? I can't even fucking. Canadian Constitution principle. Well, government exists by the consent of the governed. Supreme Court of Canada recognized democracy and consent of the people as the foundational principle. Oh, Regina. Here we go. We've got the Regina versus some kind of drug mart, 1985. A truly free society is one which can accommodate a wide variety of beliefs. Beliefs? Who the fuck is into beliefs? Diversity of tastes and pursuits, customs and codes of conduct. Well, if that's the case, we are fucked. I mean, this supports the principle that authority flows only through voluntary acceptance and consent. Oh, okay. Right. Public servants as corporate actors. Black's Law Dictionary defines a municipality as a corporation. That's right. They're there to create and generate profit. And they don't care how they do it. They don't care if they harm you or your family. They're not concerned with your health, your welfare, or your fucking safety. Criminal code. Okay, what's this? Recognizes corporate liability. A person includes corporations. Well, of course it does, because that's what a person is. That's why you never, ever, ever want to identify yourself as a person. The court is a person. It can only interact with its like kind, another person. That's why you're basically fucking invisible in there. They can't see you. They can't hear you. You are represented by one of their friends. It's a triangle. And you're the one in the middle getting fucking strangled. Because they're all generating revenue off of this. And you? How about you? What's happening to you when all this is going on? Are you benefiting from it at all? confirms the Crown can act in commercial capacity subject to commercial law. Well, it's all that's the only thing it is. It's commerce. It's acting as a corporate person. The Crown is acting as a corporate person. So how are they hiring lawyers to do? You can't do that. You see, this is why I end up in a cage for weeks at a time being tortured, because I speak the truth and they can't stand that. They don't even want to know what to fucking do with it. Oh, then I hear in the middle of June that the criminals acting as the Saanich Police Department are investigating me. They're investigating me? For what exactly? They're fucking obsessed with me. It's gone past the point of fucking obsession. They just can't figure our people out. They can't figure out why they keep fucking slamming us into the ground, holding our face under the fucking water and into the mud to the point where we can't breathe, and yet we still get back up. They cannot figure that out. They don't understand that you cannot destroy the truth. The truth cannot be destroyed. It can't be silenced. You can't fucking muzzle it. You can't get rid of it. You can't run from it. You can't hide from it. Contract, consent, and commercial law. That's all that it is. Your public servants have no authority without consent. No equal has authority over another equal. Public servants are corporate actors in legal fictions. They cannot lawfully compel a living man or woman without consent. Oh, okay. No consent, no jurisdiction. That's right. You roll up on me when I'm not doing anything wrong, when I'm not causing loss, harm, or injury, and you approach me and you start talking to me, you are going to have a fucking problem. What the fuck are you doing even at coming anywhere near me? So everyone has the same job here. What is life about? It's about figuring out who you are. Who are you? What do you stand for? Seriously, who are you? So, there's absolutely no doubt who we are. We're foreigners. We're not from here. We're not comfortable here. We're clearly not welcome here. Clearly. And we're trained a certain way, right? We're the ones that warn. We have to. There's no choice in the matter. We have to issue the warning. Because we're the ones who understand. We're the ones with the knowledge. We're the ones with the wisdom. We're the ones who carry truth around, and it's very heavy to carry. The world hates us, and that's not a joke. We're not just saying that. So this world has certain, basically, guardrails about how you treat foreign diplomats. Jesus expressed himself as a foreign ambassador. He then prophesied after he was here that there would be those who would be here doing the same thing. Disciples translates into a foreign diplomat. Of course, the beast doesn't have jurisdiction over these men and women. How could it? You can't. The truth is sovereign. You can't have a fiction be on equal footing with what's living, because a fiction is dead. It's got no life in it. So I have to go in and explain this. Well, because they're supposed to be able to comprehend what's written. They've all gone to school. They've all been trained, and yet they can't understand the truth when it's written down and it's put in front of their faces. Why is that? And how many of them identify as Christian? How many? It would be the vast majority, more than likely. How many of them celebrate Christmas and Easter? And both of those pagan holidays are centered around a man, one being his alleged birth and the other being his alleged death. So you would think that they would know who this is, because at least fucking 7-8 months out of the year they are obsessed. Oh yeah, now we're fucking playing Christmas commercials in the middle of September. Have you seen that shit? Oh my God. So, right, again, how do you communicate with a monkey? Well, they're supposed to be able to understand what you're saying. So that's what this is for. I'm trying to explain we're not going to correct our status, we express our status. The right to self-determination, everybody has it. See, these politicians all have that right. They all refer to themselves as honorable, but they are the exact opposite of honorable. But they are exercising the right to self-determination. So here we go. So, Warranto, by what authority are you continuing this? I have to say something. So to criminalize resistance to tyranny, excuse me, is itself criminal breach of trust and abuse of authority. So I'm being abused and treated like, well, I tell you what, I just watched a Dateline the other night, and I watched an episode about former Colonel Russell Williams. If you don't know who that is, please do yourself a favor and go check it out. I am being treated worse than former Colonel Russell Williams, one of Canada's best and brightest. Yeah. And I've hurt no one. I've not damaged any property. I haven't hurt anybody. I would never do that. But I've been fucking blackened and blued from head to toe more than once by these fucking male monsters. At the command of who? Who's commanding all of this fucking hatred and violence and discrimination and terrorism against an innocent woman? The criminalized resistance to tyranny is itself criminal breach of trust and abuse of authority. So when you go and you try to report crime against yourself and your family, and that's what this turns into, that's who they are. They are what they do. They are what they say. Then you've got governing, well, it's the Clearfield Doctrine. When government issues commercial paper, negotiable instruments, that's what basically is going on when they're pushing that contract across the table and they want you to put your autograph on it, but your autograph goes in the box, so it's not part of the document. This is all commercial transactions, all of it. It's all about generating revenue. The province of British Columbia, which is a criminal organization, they are now close to generating it's $90 billion a year they're generating. Stealing, that's what they're doing, they're stealing. And they call it all kinds of fucking different names. So the government has now descended, it's descended all right, it's descended to the level of a mere private corporation and is bound by the same rules that govern private corporations. It's private for profit. It's a scam. When government employees enter the marketplace and issue commercial paper, they descend to the level of mere private corporations operating in commerce as a private business. They can't claim sovereign immunity or jurisdiction. So if they're not sovereign, how do they become equal with the people? They're not there under the people. They're under your shoe. Like a cockroach or a spider or a snake. They don't have any immunity. They don't even have any authority. What the fuck is going on here? Oh, this is Morgentaler. Well, if you know anything about me, you would know that I would just be like unglued about that. So criminal laws restricting the right to choose were struck down as unconstitutional. It said something else. I had to alter it because of the state cannot overreach into individual autonomy by pretending to exercise jurisdiction it does not lawfully possess. Courts pretending to act under public law while in fact acting as corporate entities are overreaching and their actions must be struck down. Well, that's why I'm telling them to stand down. You're the ones committing the crime, and if you don't understand that you're committing crime, then there's no way you can be masked up as the criminal justice system. You can't have fucking criminals pretending to be the criminal justice system in Canada, and yet that's exactly what's going on. Provinces cannot shield themselves from charter or constitutional limits by statute. Oh, really? Again, you've got fictions here. A province is a fiction. It's a fictitious plaintiff. Principle: no legislature can override constitutional protections or create immunity for itself. Well, how the fuck is something that doesn't even exist creating immunity for itself? Am I the only one who's fucking unglued by this bullshit? Please tell me no. Please tell me that you see all of this, that this bothers you. We don't live in fucking fictitious fucking fiefdom. We don't live there. We can't. Oh, laws enacted outside of constitutional authority are void. Oh, okay. So orders, warrants, and conditions issued by non-constitutional corporate courts are nullities. So every fucking time they've got an order, like a writ of possession, or they've gotten a warrant on me, or they've put conditions on me, those are corporate courts that these fucking papers are coming out of. And so everything that they've done are null and void. Ab initio, like from the beginning. Foundational, international, and natural law. Okay. Oh, we've got a covenant on civil and political rights. See, that's where you get the right to self-determination. And Canada is a party to all of these. Equality before the courts, right to a fair trial. A woman forced into a corporate forum without jurisdiction is denied equality and fairness. Well, it's happened every time I've been in there. Whether I'm fucking hauled in there or whether I try to go in there to have grievances. Well, acts of genocide would be a grievance, friends. Yeah, well, that's why I have nothing left. Nothing left. Those grievances need to be redressed. I need to be made whole, but you can't make me whole. The harm is irreparable. Why this matters for persons acting as the courts. Under the Clearfield Doctrine, they have no more lawful authority than any other private company. So it's McCourts now we're dealing with, basically McCourts. Private corporation employees cannot exercise judicial power or create criminal liability unless a valid contract exists between the parties. Well, there isn't a valid contract because I never consented to contract with you, and you can hear me saying that again and again and again. In the Instagram live I did on the evening of August the 29th, 2024, I knew exactly what was happening. I told them again and again, nope, I don't want to contract you. I don't need your services. If you're here to harm me and not here to help me, then you need to just get the fuck out of here. Because did you watch what happened? Did you watch these fucking pigs lose their minds and fucking box me in, parking to impede traffic, which is a criminal code offense, by the way? They're there with fucking deadly weapons. They're torturing me. They're criminally harassing me. They committed mischief to put my life in danger. They robbed me. They kidnapped me, unlawfully confined me. Because, they just figured they can just keep doing stuff like this to innocent people. For some reason, they have misunderstood who we are and what we stand for. So the courts lack subject matter and personal jurisdiction. Without free, informed consent. You don't have it because I know what you're doing. I know who you are. I know what you're about. How about fucking no? How about that? Maxims of law. Consent makes the law. What's void from the beginning cannot become valid by time. No woman is obligated to accept a benefit against their will. Oh, it's a benefit, all right, to fucking have your time wasted. You're never going to get the time back. To have to continually try to speak to the walking dead. To try to fucking educate them. And teach them the law. Teach them the difference between what is right and what is wrong, but there's no capacity there. Like, the fucking thing is void. It's a fucking black hole. You can tell when you look at the fucking thing. Like, it gives off a certain kind of vibration. I was surrounded by the voids multiple times, four fucking times. And they keep coming and harassing me at the door. No means no, bitch. No means no. Fraud vitiates everything. No shit. No right arises from a wrong. Well, they can't fucking get a grip on that. An unjust law is no law at all. Well, listen, what they do isn't law. It's legal. Legal has nothing to do with law. Legal is black. Law is white. Legal is death. Law is life. They have nothing to do with each other. Legal is hate and violence. Law is love and justice. The two, you can't mix the two at all. The Clearfield Doctrine strips jurisdiction from government actors functioning as private business employees. Well, that's exactly what they are. When the actors descend into commerce, which is exactly what everything they're doing is about fucking making money. They worship mammon. Canadian Supreme Court jurisprudence confirms that law and policy inconsistent with the Constitution is of no force or effect. Okay, let's skip ahead here into the box rules. The box rule. Do you remember me telling you about this whole fucking box deal? But I didn't really explain it, which I apologize. We're going to go and I'll explain it now. Anything written inside a box, bracket, or enclosure is considered outside the operative body of the document unless expressly incorporated. So they have to write into the document that you're reading that whatever inside the box is part of the rest of the document. A court clerk or solicitor's signature inside a boxed field is presumptively, it's not there. Like you can't see it. So listen to this. They have the law bullshit. The legal world presumes that it's not binding or enforceable because who's moving that piece of paper? So now there's a fucking ghost or a phantom moving this paper? This is how these fuckers operate. Effect on accountability. Well, that's why it's in the box. Because then they're not liable. Isn't that a cute trick? You like that sleight of hand? Supporting maxims and authorities. If harm flows from a box signature, no valid right is created. Clerks cannot self-certify their authority by a box signature. Use of box signatures to shield accountability is unjust and void. Case authority. Courts look only to the face of the instrument. Boxed or marginal clauses not incorporated are void. Those are court cases. In plain English, if a document relies on a boxed electronic signature of a clerk or solicitor, the signature is presumed not part of the operative instrument. Therefore, the clerk or solicitor cannot be held liable or accountable for the loss, harm, or injury caused by their fraudulent on its face document. The entire instrument lacks legal force if the box signature is its only attestation. Oh, now they're fucked. Now they are fucked. So who's moving this paperwork? You've got criminals acting as the Victoria Police Department. You've got criminals acting as the Saanich Police Department. You've got criminals acting as fictitious plaintiff, the Crown, who cannot fucking testify to a fucking thing because they don't have any first-hand knowledge of what's going on. And then you've got some other thing there, getting paid 6 figures a year and working on a pension, and it's nothing more than an administrative clerk because the whole thing is an administrative process. And you've got, look at the boxes. We went over the boxes before. So this is, well, this is August the 30th after the first SWAT assault. Look at the boxes. My name is in a box? So then I'm not part of this. Because they're after the fiction. They're after the person, they're after the corporation, because this corporation can only do business with another corporation. They can't come after the living woman. They can't do business with the living. And, oh, clerk of the court. We've got electronic signature in a box. So, did you invite me on September the 5th to your shit show? No, I'm not. No, thanks. I told you I have lawful reasons for non-compliance. I've been shoving them down your throat for fucking well over a year. You still don't learn a fucking thing. Oh, and here we've got a female here who has executed an unendorsed warrant because that clerk of the court can't move this warrant. Not only on its own, but it's not even part of this document. This is a warrant for, they're inciting war against me. Again. Of course I didn't go. Of course I'm not gonna, no. No. So this Sandhu here is guilty of kidnapping, unlawful confinement. The fucking bitch touched me. That's assault. We don't give a fuck about your policy. Well, that's our policy. Policy is not law. If you fucking touch me when I told you not to touch me, you've just committed assault. And you were armed when you did it. Don't fucking touch me. Your warrant is unendorsed. You need this is toilet paper. This doesn't give you the authority to fucking bring a SWAT team into a private business and fucking terrorize the staff and the guests. Are you fucking stupid? No, you're evil. You're pure fucking evil, and you all have the same mind. It's the body corporate. So here we have the worst of the worst, Nick Murray, who's called. He's called up some fictitious actor who's got its signature in a box. Oh, fucking take a look at that. And now they figure that with this piece of paper, this paper now somehow gives them the right to assault and batter, to terrorize, to kidnap, to torture an innocent woman. It doesn't. This bullshit paperwork gives you absolutely no authority whatsoever. So what you're doing now is, again, you're proving who you are. Because this is premeditated. Here's all the paperwork. And by the way, all these, what is all this shit on here? All this legal caca, all this criminal code section yada 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 and fucking yada yada, that only applies to government employees. That doesn't apply to living men and women. We didn't agree to any of that shit. Oh, look what's in the box here. Take notice. This warrant is to enter a dwelling house, to arrest or apprehend, was issued by telecommunication that produces a writing. Oh, is that what we're calling it? Uh-huh. Right. Oh, it's in a box, so it's not part of the document. So the police file number is not part of the document. You've got Nick Murray's signature here. It's not part. Oh, signature of informant. Oh, it's an informant, is it? It's a fucking insect. It's ignorant, and it's going to go to jail if it doesn't off itself first. Oh, and then you've got the Justice of the Peace, right? Signature in a box. Whoops. Whoopsie. Oh, you need paperwork, do you? Okay, so here's December the 19th because I'm invited to the shit show and I'm not going. I don't need to go. I don't have to go. I provided you lawful reasons why I wouldn't be there. I told you this. I'm not helping you fucking commit a crime. Yeah, stand down. Don't come at me again. There is no breach of release because there's no duty to obey. There has been absolutely no criminal harassment of the criminals in possession of my stolen land and premises, and there certainly was no willfully resisting or obstructing the fucking demons who surrounded me on August the 29th. You were the motherfuckers who were resisting, willfully resisting, and obstructing me. I am the peace officer. Oh, that's right, motherfuckers. It's the living men and women, the righteous men and women. We're the ones who understand peace. You clearly don't. And who the fuck decided to give you those kinds of weapons? You need to be fucking unarmed immediately. You are fucking sick and you're out of control, and this is across Canada. You've got auditors all across Canada now who have YouTube channels, and they are all over the place. They're constantly posting and embarrassing these fucking pigs. Just absolutely fucking disgusting savages. Out of their fucking minds. Who trains you fucktards? You have to have consent. You don't go around creating fucking chaos and fucking havoc and war in your communities. You've now decided that your neighbor is your enemy and you're going to wage war on them? Holy fuck. Oh, here we go. You've got Nick Murray again. Oh, it's got its signature. Oh, and it's number 33. Now, if you're with it even part way, you're going to understand how significant that is. Number 33. Once again, coming to assault this woman after being told to stand down. So I don't go, and here's the one from June the 18th that I grabbed because, listen, these warrants are unendorsed, and the clerk of the court, we just went over that. That does not give any of these fucktards the right to move on this warrant. It doesn't. This is toilet paper. It means nothing. It's garbage. So as we can see here, I cancel it and I fucking send it out. There's your warrant. Shove it up your fucking ass. You're not moving on that warrant. Don't you fucking dare. And, of course, they do, because they're back again. Without right or reason, martial law to wage war on victims and whistleblowers. Well, that's what they've done. They have now decided to wage martial law on innocent men and women all across Canada. Government agents exist to serve the people. When these persons wage war against innocents, their actions lose all legal force. Such acts are void under the Constitution, condemned under international law, forbidden by natural law and law maxims. To obey such tyranny would itself be unlawful. I'm not a lawbreaker. I don't break the law. But we certainly fucking know who does around here. Oh, it's the maggot mayor and fucking Chief Cuckoo. Yeah, it's fucking Chief Turd of fucking Ignorant Island. Just a little fucking maggot, little greasy, slimy little thing. Just ridiculous. Canadian Constitution and case law. State actors cannot weaponize public power to punish well, I'm not an individual. Doing so is an abuse of office. Arrest without reasonable grounds is unconstitutional. No, yeah, okay. Malicious prosecution is recognized when Crown actors proceed without cause in malice causing harm. Well, I've been telling them that since September of last year. You have to fucking withdraw the charges without prejudice. You cannot move on this matter. And these cursed creatures acting as fictitious plaintiff, the Crown, they're representing both Victoria and Spanish police and the criminals who are in possession of my stolen property. That's who they're representing. All that propaganda that they post everywhere it's all fucking bullshit. Don't believe a fucking thing that they have to say. Never trust the enemy, ever. Bail and release conditions must be necessary, proportionate, and minimally impairing. Overboard conditions are unlawful. Did we go over those conditions that they put on me? To keep me away from my right to life. That's what they're doing. This is premeditated. Well, it's attempted murder. Like, how else do you want me to say it? That's what it is. That's what they're doing. That's their mindset. Courts must intervene when Crown prosecutors are pursuing improper purposes because it's an abusive process. That's exactly what they're doing. And Nikki Sharma, she doesn't give a fucking shit. Are you kidding me? That thing's getting 6 figures a year to do little to close to nothing all day, every day for its paycheck. We have a strike going on here right now in British Columbia because Nikki Sharma can't fucking do her job and follow the mandate she was given to make sure that British Columbians had enough money to live comfortably. International law and women's protections. Oh, they don't follow any of that. So my concern is like, well, I've tried to have constructive conversations with them. That's why when I do call, I record the calls. I am sitting on some calls that I haven't uploaded, but I can guarantee you that every fucking call is the same thing. They don't help you. They just push you off onto some other fucking idiot who does nothing for you. And nothing ever gets solved. Ever. There is no fucking redress for grievances. Non-compliance. So because I refused to appear, and I wouldn't be appearing anyway, I'd be attending. Living people attend. We don't appear. I'm not going to aid and abet fraud. Section 21 of the Criminal Code. It makes it unlawful to participate in someone else's crime. No one is bound to obey an order which is invalid. It's a rule of law that an error not resisted is approved. No one is bound to expose themselves to danger. So it's my duty to resist, not to submit. We don't submit to snakes and sociopaths. We would never do that. Pattern of persecution. SWAT assaults, 4 and 10 months. Fraudulent charges. Exiled and banished. Fucking right on, man. Good times. So, like, what do I do? You know they ain't listening. Well, I have to say something. Gordon Baines is absolutely unglued that I have a YouTube channel and that I am exposing fucking him and his vile vagrant buddies for gaming and not having an actual lawful profession to support themselves, because they don't. They have no fucking standing to open their fucking mouths in any matter unless they are the first-hand witness or they've been caused loss, harm, or injury. That's the only time they would have fucking right to move anything into the whorehouse. Well, what are they doing? Well, so then I've got to go through and... First hate crime SWAT assault, and there it is. That link takes you to the live Instagram. Order to appear September 5th. September 5th, a warrant is issued. Oppression. Well, the rule of law is that an error not resisted is approved. Those who act through another act themselves, so every actor is personally liable. November the 24th, they fucking do it again. What's contrary to the law of nature is void. No one is bound to obey an order which is invalid. Oh my God. November 21. Here we go again. Sorry. There's so much that's happened. And because I'm the one that it's happened to, I'm the one who has to record the witness. This is what a scribe does. They write down what they're supposed to, what's happened. Otherwise, how are you going to know what's going on? Thanks for being here, by the way, if you're here and you're listening. Legend. Well, only the legends are listening here. Only the legends are listening. Either that or you're one of the fucking gang stalkers and you need to find out what I have to say. So you can fucking chew on it. Try to swallow it. Let me know how it goes. Okay, here. So yeah, November 21, they're doing it again. And then there's a little bit of quiet, Oh, and then you gotta listen to this. So, because they have to now lie about why there was such a gap between fucking SWAT team assaults, they've now come up with the fucking fiction that there's no resources. Yet they lack resources to come and fucking assault me. This fucking cabal of corruption here, acting as municipal government, they have an operating budget of between $400 and $500 million a year. Why the fuck aren't these pigs wearing body cams, is the question. Why are the pigs covering up the eyes when they come in with the SWAT team? Is that so we can't identify their faces? Because you all would have had written your names down when you had your circle jerk to orchestrate these hate crimes, these SWAT assaults. So it's not like you can't be identified. And besides the fact, it's the mayor. It's the two mayors, the mayor of Central Saanich and the mayor of District of Saanich, who are personally liable. Because they're on the police boards, as is the chief. Chief fucking cuckoo. The fucking crime. June 11th, they're doing it again. After I tell them to stop. They're coming to the door, I'm telling them, no, I don't consent, stop. Oh, Nick Murray decides to let me know that, I'm not even kidding you guys. The fucktard is obsessed with me. Like to the point where it's a stalker. It's a fucking criminal harassment stalker. And it has the nerve to say to me, I am the law. I'm like, what the fuck did you just say? Are you fucking insane? Who the fuck told you? Like, where did you get this? You're a fucking psychopath. You're a fucking psychopath. Oh, no. Oh, and then I say to the puke, well, did you get the canceled warrant? No, I blocked your emails. Oh, why would you do that? That's unprofessional conduct. That's police misconduct. That's willful police misconduct. That's conduct unbecoming, man. Discreditable conduct. Why would you do something like that? Is it because you're filled with hate? Because you're going to hell and you know it? And I know it when I look at you. I can smell it on you. You fucking stink. Like sulfur. Because you're void. Law maxim. The law does not compel a woman to expose herself to danger. And then we've got court cases. Oh, we've got a whole pile of them. Necessity excuses criminal conduct where compliance with the law would expose the accused to immediate peril. Canadian law recognizes that no one is bound to obey a law where doing so would endanger life and safety. Well, that's exactly what's been going on for 7 fucking years. We're coming to steal the house. We're gonna fucking say that you owe money you don't owe. And we know you don't owe it. We don't care. The law of necessity is narrow. It recognizes that the law does not compel the impossible or exposure to immediate danger. Oh, I've been fucking immediate danger my whole life. I don't belong here. I'm not welcome. I'm not comfortable. hallelujah, I understand all of that. Otherwise, how could I get up in the morning? There would be no way to get up in the morning and keep going. I mean, there's an indescribable amount of discipline and drive that you have to get through being put in a place that hates you and doesn't want you here. To the point where it works overtime to destroy you and your family and your quality of life. Courts will not compel obedience to law where survival is at stake. Well, my survival is at stake. I need to go home. I need to go home right the fuck now. This has been going on for way too long. Self-defense and necessity reflect the maxim that exposure to danger cannot be compelled. So they are forcing me to expose myself to danger. I have to go home. They have got big plans for a section that I am in, and I'm going to be even more uncomfortable. You see, because they don't think about what their plans do to me, nor do they really care. It's all about money. It doesn't make any sense to me what they've planned to do. But now that they've got this plan in place, I need to go the fuck home. Like, I need to go home now. Because I'm just fucking sick and tired of all of it. Like being a fucking pawn in everybody else's game, but I don't have a voice and I don't get to say what I need. Because it's going to put somebody out? Fuck you. Security of the person. Well, forget that. Security of the woman includes the right to bodily integrity and to make decisions without being compelled to endanger health or life. Charter protection reinforces the maxim no one is forced by law into danger to health or survival. Bullshit, man. I went to fucking the horror house 5 times fighting for that house. They shit on me every time I was in there. Literally. Like, not even joking. He who fails to assert his rights has none. That's why I'm still in the game. That's why I'm still in the ring. That's why I'm still fighting, and I will not bow and I will not submit. Statute of limitations reflects the policy that those who sleep on their rights may lose them. There's no sleeping here. I'm being viciously, violently kept from saving my own life. Well, I do insist upon my rights. The law is above the ruler. Yeah, you know who else knew that? Jesus knew that. What is contrary to law is void. Yeah, legal is contrary to law. An error not resisted is approved. Yep. That's why when you go in and you read the scriptures and then you read that these certain individuals, it's written like, if you don't say something to the wicked about their wickedness, you're going to get it. Like, you become responsible because you knew better. You knew better and you stayed silent. Righteous people can't do that. We're not built that way. So I'm trying to get them to stop this. Do you know, like, so June the 19th, high-risk repeat offender guilty of serious personal injury offenses, Nick Murray, is recorded criminally harassing and psychologically torturing me. I've got it recorded. It's up on YouTube. Then June the 25th, two male pigs are at the door, and one of the male pigs actually confirms that they've got that canceled warrant. Then on the 26th, there's 3 of them dispatched. 1 brown, 2 white. And one of the pigs is a sergeant. And it's common nuisance, it's an unlawful assembly, it's criminal harassment, they're disturbing the peace. They're the ones committing the crime. So they're guilty of breach of trust by public officer. So June the 27th, and I mean, it's early in the morning, it's got to be 12:30, like it's right as it turned June 27th. I'm emailing and faxing fictitious actor, Nikki Sharma, another fictitious actor, Trevor Shaw, fictitious actor, Barbara Carmichael, and then another fictitious actor. Now, 2 of these fictitious actors are actually members of the BC NDP, which is a criminal organization. I've sent them the council warrant, and I've explained to them it's the people who are sovereign. If we don't consent, you don't fucking make a move. So you need to stop what you're doing. But they don't, and they're 11:30, June the 27th, they're back in the building, and you saw just a little bit of the damage that they did. Unfortunately, none of the staff in Maple Ridge would take any photos, but I had 2 inmates, both, say to me, "What the hell happened to your eye? Why do you have a black eye?" Police brutality. So you've got a pattern now. That's what's happening. Unendorsed warrants, nullity and proof of rogue actors. The safety of the people is the supreme law. First in time, stronger in the law. Where there is a right, there's a remedy. Under Canadian law, these offenses carry criminal liability of life imprisonment. And I'm the woman, the only woman with the authority to move those claims on them, because I'm the woman that they assaulted. I'm the woman that they attacked. That gives me standing in the matter, and I'm the only woman with standing in the matter. I can't hand that off to somebody else. They've got no passion for justice. They're not the ones caused irreparable harm. I am. In Canadian law, a warrant must be endorsed by a judicial officer, an actor, judge, or justice of the peace before it has force. Every so-called warrant issued bore no judicial signature or seal of lawful authority, but merely an electronic signature of a clerk of the court, which is not law. Under natural law, every matter must be established by the testimony of 2 or 3 witnesses. A solitary clerk's electronic signature is neither witness nor lawful. Therefore, every so-called warrant is void ab initio. When a warrant is not endorsed, it has no legal effect, and you can't execute on it. Any officer who executes is acting without lawful authority. That means they're committing dozens of criminal code offenses. And it goes directly to Section 9 of the Charter, freedom from arbitrary detention. Under Canadian law, it's not law, it's a principle that all warrants must be duly authorized by a judicial officer, and that defective warrants are invalid and confer no lawful authority. The Supreme Court of Canada has made clear in a 1984 case that warrants are the primary safeguard against state abuse, and that they must be issued in strict compliance with the law. In another case from 1996, the court ruled that any defect in a warrant renders it invalid. In another case from 1989, the court excluded evidence obtained under an invalid warrant, holding such actions to be unlawful. To act on an unendorsed warrant is to act without jurisdiction to commit trespass, unlawful arrest, assault, kidnapping, and unlawful confinement contrary. Well, hey. So they're using force without lawful authority. And prohibit forcible confinement and kidnapping. Without endorsement, their warrants are their nullities, they're void instruments. They confer no lawful authority upon any state actor. So here's another case from 1996. Warrants must comply strictly with statutory form. Defects render them invalid. Warrants are the gateway safeguard protecting men and women from state abuse. Evidence obtained from an invalid warrant must be excluded. Unlawful arrests nullified. So how are they still fucking moving on these charges? We got a pre-trial fucking conference the first week of November, which means now there would be months more of mortgage fraud and trespassing on my property, months more of my life being absolute fucking unlivable, unsurvivable. Because I can't keep living like this. I don't deserve any of this. And they're not going to move on the primary charges, which they have to do. They were now going to move on the breach of release. You've got fucking nothing. You fucking sick savages. You void vipers. You've got nothing. You've got no standing at all. So look at all the charges we've got here. Oh my. No one is bound to obey an order which is invalid. By enforcing unendorsed warrants, police actors prove themselves not guardians of the peace, but rogue actors engaged in organized crime. Look what they're doing. This is police ethics and professional standards. Uphold the law lawfully and impartially, respect charter rights, avoid abuse of authority, obey lawful orders only. The BC Police Act defines misconduct, abuse of authority, deceit, negligent of duty, conduct that discredits the police. Well, holy fuck. When police knowingly act on unendorsed warrants, they are guilty of misconduct under their own governing statute. They breach their oath of office to uphold the law faithfully and impartially. They become personal actors, not peace officers. There is no protection when force is unlawful. Section 77 of the Police Act defines misconduct to include abuse of authority, neglect of duty, deceit. The Canadian Association of Chiefs of Police Code Ethics binds officers to uphold the law lawfully, respect charter rights, and refuse unlawful orders. An unendorsed warrant is no order at all. Enforcement of it is gross misconduct. Then there's international standards for police conduct. Well, they've fucked themselves there too. They're in violation of Article 2, Article 3, Article 8. An unendorsed warrant is not lawful. Acting on it is a willful violation of international police ethics that the UN Code of Conduct for Law Enforcement Officials, 1979, ratified by Canada, requires. You can't do shit like that. Basically, is what it requires. Executing unendorsed warrants with SWAT assaults, these actors knowingly violated both Canadian and international law, proving deliberate bad faith and abuse of authority. So that's the question. Like, what the fuck are you doing? By what authority are you continuing to act? No woman is bound to do what's impossible. Well, me living like this is impossible. Now, our people, well, how do I say this without sounding... Well, we're just cut from a different cloth, you know what I mean? Like, we're, we have different virtues. And so we're able to withstand what would destroy the majority. Like, we can withstand it because I'm not... Like, there's a testing that has to go on. And the testing isn't just for me, but it's for all these void vipers. Like, they're all being tested as well, and they've been found wanting because they're wicked. Legal is not law in fact. Canadian courts distinguish between mere legality, statutory form, and true law, consistent with constitutional and fundamental justice. Acts or statutes that appear legal but conflict with higher principles are void. That which is contrary to divine law is void. Canadian courts, again, there's no such thing as Canadian courts. There's just actors. There's just persons acting in commerce. Gaming, that's what they're doing. It's gaming. It's racketeering. While not invoking divine law in theological terms, consistently hold that actions or statutes offending fundamental justice, morality, and constitutional principles are void. And yet they're still trafficking children? They're still stealing land? And destroying and embezzling estates? Holy fuck.